culture of the industry, more or less everywhere in the world. And I think this is connected with what happened in terms of the financial crisis as well. We need to get back to a banking system where you don't come in the morning and think, how can I get around the rules? Because that slips into, how can I get around the law? And that slips into, I don't really know what the law is. And so I think that the leaders of the industry need to clamp down on regulatory arbitrage and make money from the core of their business rather than trying to wriggle through the rules. It's not that wriggling through the rules is always dishonest, but in really vast organizations it can create a culture where dishonesty is no longer recognized as wrong, as wicked.
But if you were still at the... Sorry.
But communicating that to voters is going to be a problem, isn't it? We're coming into an election cycle in the UK. I mean, isn't this still part of a bigger PR problem for the industry?
This is a repair job that will go on for years. If you think about where the economy is, and I mean the economy of the whole Western world, we're in a year where the Federal Reserve is going to start probably withdrawing the massive monetary stimulus it provided. Whenever they begin it, it would be surprising if it was over, if it was back to normal, I don't know, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Only then will we start to see the normalization of banking, the normalization of banking models and capital market models. So that this crisis was so big that it's going to take a generation to repair. And I don't know whether there are more scandals that are going to come out. One wouldn't be surprised if there were, one wouldn't be surprised if there weren't. But the shifting the culture is a generational project. But politicians need to get that across to the people.
But isn't it remarkable? I mean, some might say that you even were a victim of sort of the waves of outcry that came subsequent to many of these problems and issues being revealed. Isn't it remarkable that you've got Stuart Gulliver using a Panamanian company to funnel money into a Swiss bank account? Doesn't that tell us that the culture has not changed in the big British banks one iota?
I'm not close enough to the particular case to comment on the particular case, but does there need to be really big cultural change? Yes. And I think part of the positive part of the story is the reaction of the public, and that will drive cultural change. In a way, bankers and other big businesses, it's not just banks, are discovering that they are located in particular countries. Those societies have norms and standards. They are democracies, and the people will ensure that the politicians enforce those standards. And the business got to a bad place, and now it will slowly recover.